So first of all, congratulations on the release of Tyron. There's a lot I want to find out in relation to this album. So yesterday I did listen to the whole album from start to finish. And I feel like obviously there's a lot you want to get off your chest. So talk me through what felt to me as a listener as a personal journey.
It's basically just about my experiences. Like when I started writing it, I was dealing a lot with my mental health, and it was, be it my therapy and my way of getting out of that headspace, that negative, dark place I was in. So I just wanted to just bring myself to the light, and then through doing that, hope that it helps people see the light when they're in the dark.
Yeah, definitely. As somebody that struggles with mental health personally, I really did connect with your music. Is there a specific reason the tracks are in this order? Because I feel the first half there's a lot of energy, and then towards the end it feels like really uplifting.
Yeah. So it's basically it's what I do, but what I am not. It's like how people see me, and then it's who I am below the surface, who I am when I'm on my own, like the real me, you know what I mean? And I think it's one of them things, each side is for a different sort of person. So one person might listen to me just for the hard stuff, and then someone might listen to me for the softer side. So it kind of says a lot about each person, what they like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody has the kind of like the image that everybody sees, but it's the person underneath what everybody portrays. So I definitely dig that. So I want to talk about Mazza as well, featuring ASAP Rocky. This is my favourite track, pretty much due to the visuals as well. So big shout out to the direction team, The Rest as well, because that's like one of the best visuals I've seen in ages. Even like the scenes of the hotel rooms, the special effects, like the waterbed. It's just a huge trick, really, isn't it?
I'm glad you spotted the waterbed.
Yeah, definitely. It reminded me of the scene on Edward Scissorhands when like he's lay on the bed and he just like pops it on.
Yeah.
I loved it. To be fair, it felt like a huge deja vu to me anyway. Like I can definitely relate. So talk me through the direction and like coming into bringing the ideas for that music video.
So it's basically, we use a lot of film references, so it's like based off of Fear of Loathing in Las Vegas. That's like one of my favorite films. And then it's just like the rest, they're my family, so it's just them understanding what I want to do. And then when we're shooting it, I might chime in and have a different idea, and it's pretty easy. We just go through what we like and what we want it to be, what the song is a mad thing, and we're trying to just express like the period we're in, isolation. Because we couldn't film the video together, it was just how could we put that across, like we're isolated from each other but still experiencing the same thing.
Yeah, oh my god, I love that. Now you've said that, like I've literally like put it into a different perspective, and like, yeah, that's well sick.
That's what it's about, a different perspective, innit?
Yeah, now when you say it, this is why I wanted to ask you, because like I personally felt like, is it just like a huge trip? But now you've said about the isolation, and like it's kind of like being stuck inside your own head.
Yeah, and it is a trip. It's definitely about tripping out, you know what I mean? The apple.
Yeah. Definitely. How was it performed as well? Because the production team was working from home as well. I did read up that like they was working from home through Zoom for this. So like, how was that? Because obviously like you were a guest.
So it was like I was in a hotel at the point in time because I was doing the Gorillas thing, like live stream with them, and we filmed our part just here. We was all together, and then it was like we had to send the set over to America, and they had to rebuild it, and it was just, we was on Zoom and Rocky was doing his thing, and Lewis and Alex were just directing him through that. I was just telling him to go harder. I was like, come on, you got this, bro. And then it's just that easy. It was like being there, but you had to be through a computer screen. So
yeah, that's it. How good did it feel, by the way, smashing the room up after, knowing like you won't get a damage fine after it?
It's all right. I think it's better when you get a damage fine now.
Yeah. I mean, it still helps not getting one, but...
Yeah.
So obviously, like, I know you're really into your movies as well, which is sick because as a watcher, it felt really nostalgic to me and kind of took me back. So I want to take the time to speak about Cancelled as well, featuring Skepta. So obviously, the opening scene to that, I really want to talk about that. That was sick. How did you, what made you think, like, I want to do the opening scene to a scary movie?
I don't know, that's more, I can't take the credit for that. That's more Lewis and Alex. They just know. We all find that funny, and we're a bit from the generation. We just decided to change it to Wagwan and make it our own thing, because we could have just remade it, but you've always got to put a twist on it. So
yeah, defo.
It's just one of them things, when you like something, why not like pay homage to it? And just funnest things, like shooting all these videos, that's probably one of the funnest moments, because we was all just together, just having a good time as mates and just creasing, just finding it more funny when like trying to get each other to just go harder, and it's just sick. It just comes from just what you like, do what you love, and it will love you back, kind of thing. Yeah,
definitely. Like, you took us all back to the 90s anyway, because you didn't just like incorporate scary movies. You obviously had American Psycho, Candyman, Nightmare on Elm Street, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I think it was Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, in some aspect.
Yeah. So why these specific film choices, or could you have picked like some other ones if you wanted to add some more in?
Yeah, we could have, but I just felt like they're the most iconic ones and the ones that summarize like the point we was trying to get across of like we're just hunting these people down and them up. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it definitely took me back anyway. It reminded me, because like when I was younger, I used to watch Nightmare on Elm Street a lot, but I used to watch the episodes, before they brought the film out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so watching it, I was like, oh, like, it's just sick. I honestly, like, loved the visuals to it.
And I think that's the thing, like, people forget that the beginning thing, and it kind of shows what generation you're from. Like, Scary Movie got that from a Budweiser commercial, which was filmed by a bunch of uni students in America, and then they just ran with it. So it like just shows that what generation of people are listening, because people will remember Scary Movie, or some people will remember the Budweiser, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's about that nostalgic feeling.
Yeah. Honestly, I loved it. So like, if you personally could go back in time and play any like villain in any horror movie, like who would it be?
What, in a horror movie?
Yeah, I'm gonna say horror. Yeah.
I would probably be. It's a tough one. I might be Jason, because you ain't really got to talk, innit? You just got to walk. Or like, you just walking around and just chopping man up or something. Like,
actually.
Yeah, with a mask on, you ain't got to really worry about nothing.
Yeah, I love that. So obviously your favourite era is the 60s and the 70s. Which is obviously the best era. So, but like, what makes you gravitate towards it so much?
I suppose they were just like in tune with the way the time, like it was like a revolutionary time. Everyone was standing up for something. It was all about love and peace, and everyone's tripping out, man. Like, I don't know. That's it. I kind of feel like I would have fitted in pretty well in that time. I would have been there marching every day, writing poetry and just having a good time.
Yeah, I love that. So talk me through NHS as well, because there's a huge depth and meaning behind this track as well, isn't there?
Yeah. It's just about gratitude. It's being grateful for what you have. I think the thing that inspired it was the NHS and everyone clapping, and I just thought, why does it take this one time for us to appreciate what we've had for so many years? So,
yeah, definitely.
It's just about being grateful for every single thing you have, because if you didn't get that first thing, you wouldn't want the second thing, and then you just gotta appreciate what you have and be happy with it, and then you're always wanting more or feeling like you haven't got what you want.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like through the past year that everybody's kind of experienced, we kind of all had to practice gratitude and be grateful for everything that we do have, because we do have the NHS. A lot of other countries don't. So, yeah, we do have to really appreciate that, even just waking up and being healthy and being alive, I guess. So yeah,
appreciate the small things, like the tiniest of things, and like gratitude goes so far because it helps you. The more grateful you are for what you've got, the more you'll receive and you'll be rewarded. Like it's just about being thankful all the time.
Yeah, it's like the law of attraction really as well, and positivity in that, so I definitely dig that. Also, I found it amazing as well that the toilet cleaner was shouted out in the video description.
Yeah.
That was sick. Also, how did you create the towel with the toilet roll as well? I don't know that.
So there was like a huge platform. Originally they wanted it to be higher, yeah? But when I climbed up it, I couldn't stand up because I'm scared of heights.
Yeah.
And like that is crazy how high that thing was. And then it was just we built a platform out of like scaffolding and some boards, and then just whacked up a bunch of toilet roll on there. But I'm telling you, when you was up there, it was a cold, windy day. It was like higher than like a house, the high platform, and then we ended up having to take it down a notch because I was like, that, I ain't doing that.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't have been able to stand on all that toilet roll.
Yeah, the toilet roll was just around the sides, around the edge, innit?
Yeah. Obviously, I want to talk about the cover art for the album as well, because I feel it's very symbolic and it creates a big metaphor. So obviously, like, art allows us to choose what we see and the meaning behind it. But like, I want to know what you personally reflect from this image.
Well, it's like, but I hate revealing that. It's basically, I'm the brunt of the joke. On the last album, it was the same thing. I would be the example and lead by the example. So, in the story of William Tell, he shoots the apple off his son's head because the king, basically, it's the way he could control him through his son, because there was no other way. So, I'm basically the son and the one shooting the arrow. It's like I'm the one that will cause my own failure. I'm the, you know what I mean? Like, it's all, I don't know, it's internal. And then it's like the apple represents so many different things. The tree represents the tree of life. And it's like the apple don't fall too far from the tree. The eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, and an arrow being through my eye. There's like many layers to it, you know what I mean? But I'd rather it be what it means to you than what it means to me, because that's what art's about. It's about interpretation. So I would rather it mean something completely different to you than what it means to me, and that's why it's got multi-layers.
Yeah, definitely. When I looked at it, I thought like the tree meant obviously life, your life, which you sat underneath. The apples symbolise different chapters, different lessons, growth, ups and downs, and obviously you've got like the rotten apples, the ripe apples.
Yeah. The one rotten apple, the apple falling from the tree, which is what goes up must come down. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. Gravity. Yeah. There's a blue bird in the tree, which no one really sees, but it's there if you really look.
I seen the blue bird. I did zoom in and see it, so I wanted to ask about what that symbolised as well.
That symbolises Twitter.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah. To be fair, Twitter, like I don't really have Twitter.
Yeah, I wouldn't have it if I was you.
I've never really like dug it. I've never really been with the whole like Twitter threads. Every time I ever went on it, I just kind of was like, nah.
Yeah, it's boring.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
But the internet's kind of boring.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I guess like this past year, like there's nothing else to really do, but the longer I stay away from my phone and I really enjoy the little things in life and listen to music and even just sit staring at the window, I feel so much more content and more like in present with myself.
Yeah, the internet just makes it like an addiction.
Yeah.
That we need to we need to use it as a tool, not let it use us as a tool.
Yeah, and it's very fake as well, and it's like a gloss cover, I guess, in life. And that's why I like your album and your music, because you reflect your like real self, like, and basically just telling the story. And you don't really care if people get it or if they don't, but like you're just getting you out there, and it's like coming into your world rather than like going into the internet and going into a world that isn't real.
Yeah, you just gotta be yourself, innit?
Yeah, defo. So now that your album's out in the open and like your fans can take this time to enjoy it and kind of like live in your world for a bit, like what is next? Because I know you're a man with many ideas. Like, is there plans for new projects this year?
Maybe like we got a couple more videos in a deluxe and another album, but I don't know if that album will be this year. I hope it will be, but I've got a bit of time now, so I really want to perfect it and make it as the best it can be, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Poppy, thank you, love.
Thank you. It's lovely to meet you.
And you too. See you in Manny soon.
Yes, almost 6-1.